We were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you.
What's up, KQ Kingdom?
Okay. I'm with my King Kilo.
And I'm with my beautiful wife, Quan.
But today, we reached 100 subscribers. Okay, so
Hey.
okay, so so basically, it was requested for us to do a video on our love story, basically how we met, what we went through when we met it after he proposed and all that. So we're gonna do that for you guys since we reached 100 subscribers. So I'm gonna say that a lot, like 100 subscribers.
Yes. So it's 200.
Yes.
So make sure y'all sharing our stuff, like liking our stuff, telling your friends about it, telling your grandma, your cousin, your grandpa, everybody, your pet dog, your pet rat, everybody. Just so they can watch our videos, share it on Facebook, on all the social medias that's out there. Just get us out there. We would very much appreciate it.
Yeah, so all that good stuff. So yeah. Basically we're gonna come tell y'all our story. We're gonna have to do this video in 2 parts because this is a long story. We have
4 years this year.
It'll be 4 years this year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually longer than that.
For our relationship and all this stuff. But yeah, this is a long story and we don't want to sit here and talk to y'all forever. We don't want to do that. It's a lot of ups and downs, you know. Also, before we even start, we're not trying to put nobody on blast. We're not trying to have no drama whatsoever. So we're not gonna say no names. We're not gonna say who people are because we just don't want to deal with all that. So yeah, we're gonna start telling you guys our love story.
5 Kilo and going to bed.
Yeah. All right. So at the beginning, before we even knew of one another.
Well, so we both was going to the same high school. I think I was a sophomore.
He was supposed to be you was a freshman and you was supposed to be a junior. No, you was a freshman, you was supposed to be a sophomore, and I was a junior.
Yeah. So what she said. So I used to every morning the bus used to drop off everybody. Me and my sister rode the bus and stuff. So we used to stand on the wall, just chat, talk with our friends and stuff. And I noticed this girl every morning walking down the hallway with her color guard and her flag because she was in the band.
Yeah, I was a dancer in the band, y'all.
Yeah. So I used to notice her every morning. She used to come. She knew my friend, but we didn't know of each other. So every time she used to come talk to my friend, me and my sister used to be on the wall. We used to be like, this chick is really funny. I'm like, this chick is funny. Like, I used to be laughing at all her jokes and everything, just paying her all the attention. But the funny thing about it is that she said that she never noticed me whatsoever. She never noticed that it was somebody else standing next to, I guess, our mutual friend.
Yeah, let me explain myself. You know how people be like, I was popular, I was a geek, I was a nerd, I was this, I was that. I hung with everybody. I talked to everybody. I talked to the popular kids. I talked to the nerds. I talked to the geeks. I talked to the normal kids. I talked to everybody. So it's like, I didn't notice them. I didn't. Because it was a lot going on.
I've never noticed. I was the quiet one.
Yeah, he was really quiet and really shy.
I never talked to nobody. Like, if you was associated with me in high school, you had to talk to me in order for us to be cordial or friends or whatever, because I would not talk to nobody. I'd be sitting in a classroom by myself, like, just watching everybody associate. I wouldn't even, associate myself with nobody. So,
which brings us to how we actually started talking. So we was in this thing in school where we had to do poetry, dance, and all that.
poetry cafe.
Yeah. So the teacher, after the show, the teacher called us all to her class to basically thank us and stuff like that. So I was sitting there with my group of friends and I was talking, and y'all, I looked good this day, okay? I very rarely wear my real hair, but I had my real hair out. I had on these black pants with this white tee, like y'all, I know my outfit to the T. I had on this red tank top, and over it, I had on this white, like, see-through shirt.
I
I
don't even know
was,
what I was doing.
I was looking good, y'all. So when I saw him, he was sitting, laid back, quiet, like he always was. Wasn't talking to nobody, wasn't sitting by no one. So I'm like, who is this? So my friend's like, oh, that's Kilo, such and such. Da, da, da. So I'm like, okay, he's cute. So I say hi to him. So he like, hi. He real, dry. So I'm like,
Because I'm like, why is she talking to me? I'm
I'm
like,
like,
I do not know this girl. Why is she talking to me?
I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what's your name? So he tell me. So I'm like, can I have your number? So he gave it to me even though he was acting dry. So I was like, basically, okay. I honestly thought it wasn't gonna go anywhere because of how he acted. So I thought like if I was to text him, he would probably be like one of them dudes that'd be like, nothing, like just dry. So I was just I was just like, this not gonna go nowhere. But I went home that night and I texted him, and when I tell y'all, he was texting me back huge paragraphs. I was like, this is different from the guy that I met. Like, he is funny, like he real cool. So we started texting, and yeah, I started to like him, and he said he started to like me. But he was shy, like we said from the get go. He was very shy. So he didn't ask me out. And I've never been the type to ask a guy out. I don't know why. That's how I've been all my life. I've never asked out a guy. I will rather flirt and then wait till they ask me out instead that they like me. So it never progressed to a relationship, but we became best friends, like real close friends,
Like, she used to tell me all her problems and stuff. I used to give her advice and stuff.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay. So so finally a year passed, a whole year passed. We were still best friends. Everything was cool. So one day my friend ended up coming up to me like, okay, every time I'm with you, you talk about him. Every time he with you, no, every time I'm with him, he talk about you. Like, okay, I'm about to like something have to change here. So I'm like, okay. So at lunchtime, before lunch, she had a class with him. So at lunchtime, she came up to me and asked me like, did I want to go with him? So I'm like, what? Like it kind of took me by surprise.
Yeah, I was trying to, so I'm like, what the freak is he on? I'm like, this is, I'm like, what is going on?
So basically, she explained to me that she asked him, did he want to go with me? And he said, yeah. So she asked me, did I want to go with him? So some time went past, but finally I said yes. So she was all like, okay, 10, 2014, all this and that. So I was like really, really, really nervous. But then he came up to me and he was drinking some milk. And he ended up like missing his whole mouth and the milk fell on the floor. And I was just like, oh, he's so nervous. And I just started laughing. So it made me feel better that he was too.
I don't know like, what to say. Like, okay, it was one thing when we was like best friends and stuff, but it was like, okay, we both liked each other and stuff and had a crush on each other. But then when the day came when we was like finally together, I'm like, is this real? Like, I'm like, is it official? So I remember like we going home and it was like, so it's official. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, so we boyfriend and girlfriend. We were like asking each other them questions, and we're like, yeah, it's official. Like all this and all that. I'm like, all right, all right. But I'm like, dang. I'm like, I'm cuffed. I'm like, I'm off the markets.
Right. So we had a great rest of the year in summer. And then since I was a senior then I went off to college. So in college, the day when I left, it was like so sad. We both cried. Like, yeah, it was just really sad, real
Y'all
heartbreaking.
know how parents feel like the feeling the parents get when they sending their son or daughter off to college. That's how I feel, except for it was my girlfriend going off to college. Like you used to being with this person
You
20,
shaking
oh my bad. You used to being with this person 24/7, being able to be like, oh, I'm gonna go by Bay House, pick her up, and we about to go out. We was used to stuff like that. But now since she like going away for college and stuff, it's like we basically in a long distance relationship now. So
Yeah, so speaking of long distance relationships, it did not go right at first. We was arguing about every little thing. Like it did not go right.
like we argue like if it wasn't every day, it was every other day.
And it all boiled down to we missed each other, like we just missed the time we spent, like it just all boiled down to that. But we just argued about every little thing. Like it was crazy, y'all. It really was. Like that was the only time I was really like, I'm about to be single out here. Like I'm about to break up with him because this is just stupid. Like I was just, it
That
was
was messed
crazy.
up.
It was crazy. So
Every time we was together, spending time together, we would always be back cool. Like we everything we was arguing about it would be stupid. So that's all we needed was some time to spend with each other.
so we ended up getting it right though, y'all. Towards the end of the school year. How you doing? Towards the end of the school year, we just was like, okay, we gonna fight. We gonna FaceTime every night. We gonna fall asleep on FaceTime. We gonna text throughout the day whenever we can. I had stuff I had to do. He had stuff he had to do. But whenever we could, we would text. And then at nighttime, when he was done, when he was off work, when I didn't have no classes, like we would FaceTime and we would fall asleep. And that's what we did. That's what got us through me going away. That's what got us through that. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think that helped out a lot. I mean, we still argue because we wasn't, together, but
It made it 100% better,
yeah, it made it a
or
whole
at least
lot.
80%.
Yeah, it made it a whole lot better and easier on us as a couple. Because arguing all the time, don't nobody want to argue all the time. That's causing stress. And, you might say something to hurt the other person's feelings, and then that person be thinking about that for like, I don't know how long time I will. You said this to me and all this and all that. But I'm honestly happy that we found a way to work that out, that whole situation out, because it was a whole lot easier to for me a lot because like I never been in a situation like in a long distance relationship before, so this was all new to me. I ain't know how to deal with it. I ain't know like if they work, if long distance relationships worked or not, but we made it work.
Yeah, and he was like, I always, I talked to a couple guys or whatever, but he was like my first real boyfriend, so I didn't know how to do it. Like I didn't know what to take from it, I just didn't know. So yeah, but we got through it, y'all. So all of a sudden, people that you want to take it.
When it started to get serious, like our relationship, I gotta stop touching. You might as well put me in. When things started to get serious, like like we started to, want to spend more time together, want to talk to each other, want to do everything a couple do.
Now, mind you, sorry, babe. Mind you, I was in school, so we would really, well, we planned to see each other twice in a month. I would come home every other weekend, but it would snow and the weather would be really bad. So some weekends I didn't come home. So sometimes we only seen each other like once a month. So okay.
Yeah, so when we decided to take things serious and stuff, it was people in our lives that didn't get why we wanted to spend time together and stuff like that. Well, for one, coming from our situation, like she was all the way in college and I was all the way in our hometown. So we barely got the chance to spend time together. So every chance that we could get, we would try to take that chance so we could spend together. But it was people that was like, why y'all want to do this? Why y'all want to do that? Like basically not understanding where we was coming from. So that made things more complicated because the times that she did come home, it would always be some type of complication and things will always go in the opposite direction.
Which brings us to Christmas break.
Yeah,
Over Christmas break, I had like 2 weeks off, and I come home, and we really happy because we don't see one another at all, really. So we're like, okay, we're gonna spend like every day together, and finally, we're gonna get to spend time with each other, and it's gonna be fun. But it didn't happen that way.
and it was like it caused us to argue and stuff like that. So it was kind of back like in the same situation to where we when she first left, how we was arguing, it started to escalate things because we wasn't seeing each other like how we were supposed to see each other
Yeah, and
because
it wasn't his fault at all. But I was hurt because I'm like, I'm home. We can finally, spend time together. Like I was ready, but then it was like every time it was time for us to do something, people will always like, ask him to do stuff so he couldn't spend time with me or, something like that. So literally throughout the whole 2 weeks of Christmas break, we saw each other what 4 times, and that was it. So it was kind of like sad, like dang. So basically, I come home for nothing. Like, I mean, not for nothing because I saw my family and stuff, and I was happy to see them. But as far as us, I came home for nothing, basically. So it was kind of like it was hard to look at the bright side, like, well, at least I saw him for 4 days because it was like, dang, I was dreaming. Like I feel like when I came back, we was gonna be tight, but it didn't happen that way. And I know it wasn't his fault, but I was hurt. So it was his fault to me. So yeah. Um, but finally, oh, I keep looking down because we got notes because it's so much. But finally, I moved back to our hometown, and me and my best friend at the time got an apartment, and he was supposed to spend my first weekend at the apartment with me, but he never left.
look, this how this went down. So they was looking for an apartment and I was supposed to spend the first night there at the apartment. So when the time came, like the very first night, I was supposed to ask my parents if I could go and spend the night with her. But I mean, I don't know where my head was at. I'm like, I don't think I should have to ask them. I'm like, I'm grown. I'll do whatever I want to do.
Boy, okay,
So I was like, they texted me talking about they was on their way to come get me. So I'm like, all right, I'm packing my clothes and stuff. They text me they outside. So it was a minute because I was like still packing my stuff. I came downstairs and I told my parents and everybody, I'm like, all right, I'm about to go spend the night over my girlfriend's house, and I'll talk to y'all later. And I just left. And she told me like her and her friend, they was out in the car like scared as freak, like dang, like is he gonna come? Like, cause he ain't even asked. I wonder how they gonna take it and all this and all that. But I walked out the door with my bags ready to go.
Yeah, we thought we was grown until we started paying them bills.
Yeah,
We
so
thought though, we really thought. But then, months later, he proposed. He did. He proposed.
it was I decided to surprise her and take her out to eat, and I wanted to be like romantic. So I told her that I had to no, I told her that no, I told her I had to go to the bathroom, but I really ain't go to the bathroom. I went in the back to talk to the staff members to tell them what I wanted to do. I told them like during the time when we done with our dinner, we bring out the dessert. I want somebody to record me proposing to her and all of this and all of that. So they was like, okay, cool, we on board, we on board. So I came back to the table, finished my food. I'm not sure. No, it was our waitress. I
They
was
ain't
like,
gonna see all that.
yeah, I was like our waitress. I told her like I need to speak to the manager. I'm like because I know that's how I went and talked to the staff members. But I was like I need to talk to the manager because our waitress is like the bomb right now. So that's when I went and I told them like this how I want to propose. I want y'all to help me with this and everything. So after that had happened, the reason that led to that is because I noticed like we was taking things seriously and stuff, and she came back. So I mean, we've been together for it was for quite some time now, and we became best friends. It was like she was my soulmate, and I couldn't imagine me spending my life without her in it or spending it with anybody else. I mean, she just caught my attention from that very first day that I seen her in the hall, walking down the hall with her uniform on and stuff, her color guard uniform and stuff. Because to me, when I looked at her, I seen that she was somebody funny. I seen she was talented. I seen that she was independent. She was a strong woman. She was beautiful, and like I was like, I gotta have her. Like I can't go another day without us being boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's move things to the next level. So I went and proposed, and we became fiancés. And
And I tell him all the time, like, maybe it was in God's plan for us to be best friends before anything. Like, maybe we weren't mature enough to be in a relationship at the time. Who knows? We could have been in a relationship and then broke up for something stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like it was in God's plan. Plus, us being best friends, I knew basically everything about him, vice versa. So it was just, I just really believe that it was in God's plans to do that. But yeah, he proposed. So we're gonna stop right there. Um, in part two, we're gonna tell y'all everything that happened after he proposed. Um, this part, it was, I get butterflies or whatever, but yeah, after he proposed is when we really, started going through situations, and which led us to start, doing YouTube and everything. So yeah, just stay tuned for that so y'all can get the real scoop. So yeah, this has been part one of our love story.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to ask us, additional questions about this video, you can just comment them below, and we try to answer them for you. So
Yeah. And sorry if we seem dry. It's like really late right now.
It is. We just finished another video for y'all, so we edited that video. Now we doing another video.
Yeah. So it's really late. But we said we was gonna do this. So, we can't lie. So yeah. Like this video, comments, a word of encouragement, or your best part so far, or whatever you want to comment. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, part 2 will be coming soon.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
See y'all later.
We were just kids when we fell